We've been following the many developments coming out of the Department of Health and Human Services, among them a movement to ban food dyes, which is gaining ground in nearly half the country. Joining us to discuss the dangers of red dye 40, among others, is Dr. Lorne Hofseth, Associate Dean for Research at the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
So why don't I start here? So you work at the College of Pharmacy. Why is pharmacological science so tied in with dyes?
Well, we have to know what things do to your body. So to identify how to protect your body from that, for example, drugs. So we have to ask the question, what do the things that we consume maybe, what are they doing to our body?
And red dye 40 is kind of in everything. So can you name some of the things that red dye 40 specifically can be found in that we consume on a daily basis?
Any of those juicy juices that are bright red, those have red 40 in them.
Ooh. How about
Candy, medications, sports drinks, sodas, candies, cakes.
So really, literally everything. When was it developed? Where does it come from?
So it's synthesized. It's synthesized originally from chemicals that are from petroleum.
Ooh.
Yeah, and eventually it comes out as a synthetic food dye. Some of them are called azo dyes. It has this azo bond that creates its color. And these are 5 of them are called 5 of the 9 that are approved by the FDA now. 8 because Red 3 was kicked out. Maybe the others will be kicked out soon, hopefully. But Red 3 was kicked out. So out of the 8 now synthetic food dyes, 5 of them are azo dyes, and those create the color.
I see. And you're in the process of writing a book too that kind of outlines these different dyes and what they do to your system. But can I just come back to the fact that this is derived from a petroleum product, that this is a petroleum derived product, which it sounds like if you put it inside your body, that's going to cause a host of issues.
Yes. So if you think about it, so these are synthetic. If they're petroleum or not, they're petroleum derived or not, especially if they're petroleum derived though, these are synthetic, meaning they're foreign to your body. They're called xenobiotics, foreign to your body. Anything foreign to your body, just like bacteria, just like viruses, just like cigarette smoke, anything foreign to your body, just like synthetic food dyes, will stimulate an immune reaction, an inflammation. If that inflammation occurs over a long period of time, i.e. when we start consuming this, when we're children, we gave it to our children, I did, and if they consume it over years and years and years and years and years, inflammation is the root cause of chronic disease, including cancer.
Right.
So that will increase your risk of chronic disease.
So you are actually linking the dye to the cancer itself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mechanistically it makes sense, but some of them we haven't triggered what's called the Delaney Clause. Now, the Delaney Clause is a 1958 clause put into the 1938 Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act by a congressman named James Delaney up in New York. But it says, now, and this is the law, that any food additive that causes cancer in humans or animals can't be used in our food. So since that law came into place, about half the food dyes kind of fell out because it triggered this Delaney Clause. There were 9 remaining, okay? And then in 1987, Red 3 There was a study that triggered the Delaney Clause.
Very interesting. Yeah. And there's a whole spectrum too. It's not just red, there's blue, green, orange, yellow. And just real quick, if I could ask you this last question, why don't we just use naturally derived dyes to dye our food?
Why don't we?
It's a bit of a rhetorical question, isn't it?
Well, it's because of a lot of factors. Politically, the food industry pushes back. It's cheaper to use these synthetic food dyes. You can produce a hell of a lot of it. Sorry if I use that language, but a heck of a lot of it to they produce a heck of a lot of it to color our food.
Right.
Over 5 million pounds of red 40 was produced in 2024, I believe, alone.
Well, from what I understand, it's 25 times the amount since it was introduced in 1971, which is very scary. So I think everyone needs to read the labels of their food. Doctor, I want to thank you so much for joining us. You do have a book coming out, so I would love to bring you back when that book does land so that people can educate themselves. Thank you again for joining us on this really important topic.
Thank you.
We're back after this.
Bye.